Okay, let me talk about the New England Patriots. They just got annihilated and destroyed by the 49ers last week, 33-6 in their home stadium. And offensively, the Patriots have been a mess. The Patriots right now are ranked 29th in points per game in the NFL. That's not very good. That's not a Super Bowl caliber stat right there at all. Not even a playoff caliber stat. If you're ranked 29th offensively, you more than likely are not a playoff team. So the Patriots, they have to get better offensively. And I understand that they've had, some unfortunate luck this year. A lot of players opted out, before the season started. Cam Newton learning a whole new system, and let's be real. I think that if Cam Newton played versus the Kansas City Chiefs, the Patriots could have won that game, okay? Unfortunately, Cam Newton didn't play due to having COVID. He was, not able to practice with the team for a good little while, and it showed versus the Denver Broncos as he was rusty. They lost that game. But I'm sorry, man. At this point right now, I have to stop defending Cam Newton until he shows me something. I have defended Cam Newton on multiple occasions on this show. In the offseason, I said Cam Newton is arguably a top 10 quarterback right now. I said he's got a very strong arm. He's very accurate when you give him time to throw. He's a very smart quarterback. And I thought that his mediocre numbers at times were due to lack of talent around him. However, I'm done making excuses for Cam Newton as we speak today, okay? I'm all about controlling the things that you can control. And Cam Newton, this season, he's missing wide open wide receivers. He's not been that accurate. He's not seeing the field properly. There's wide receivers open, within the structure of plays, and he's not seeing those wide receivers. He's been very erratic. He's not been accurate enough. He's been very consistent. And for what it's worth, he's thrown for 2 touchdown passes to 7 interceptions as a 71.7 passer rating in 5 games played. And I understand that a lot of people are going to say, well, Cam Newton's learning a new system. The wide receivers are bad. You got to feel sorry for Cam Newton. And to a certain degree, I do feel sorry for Cam Newton because the Patriots, they're not doing him any favors offensively due to the weapons that they put around him. But I'm sorry, man. Tom Brady won 12 games with the same system and the same weapons last year. The same system that Cam Newton is in and the same weapons Cam Newton has right now, Tom Brady had last year. He won 12 games. And by the way, Justin Herbert, have you noticed him this year? Yeah, he's been destroying NFL defenses as a rookie. Joe Burrow, he's looked very good as a rookie. Do you know what those two players have in common? They're rookie quarterbacks, and they're learning whole new systems as well. These are rookies learning new systems, and they are playing very well, and Cam Newton isn't. So if Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow can, in a pandemic year, in a very weird offseason with a lot of Zoom meetings, if they can go out there and ball, I cannot absolve Cam Newton as he's been to a Super Bowl and he's won a league MVP. I hold him to a higher standard. As far as I'm concerned, the Patriots' offensive line is still relatively pretty good. As far as I'm concerned, the Patriots have a decent running game. As far as I'm concerned, outside the 49ers game, the Patriots defense this year has been arguably a top 10 unit. That's just my opinion. All Cam Newton this season really has had to do is be accurate and not turn the football over. And he's not done those things. He just hasn't. And at this point, due to the fact that Cam Newton is struggling in New England early on in the season, Cam Newton's early struggles indicate and suggest that he might be an overrated quarterback. Cam Newton, he's getting exposed to a certain degree because, there are some people like me in the past that have said Cam Newton's a top 10 quarterback, and those people might have to eat their words because right now, he's not even playing close to a top 10 quarterback. And for the people that have said in the past Cam Newton is overrated and that Cam Newton outside 2015 has not been all that spectacular, those guys, they get a pound in the back today. Because I put Cam Newton through a cold-blooded hard test that I did not want to put him through. But if I'm being brutally honest, and that's my job on this channel, to be brutally honest, I'm not kissing anyone's feet. I'm not sucking up to any players. I'm just telling you what I see on tape and when I watch these games. And I took away Cam Newton's best and worst season, and I evaluated his body of work throughout his 10-year career. So I took away 2015, and I took away this season because this season, arguably, has been Cam Newton's worst season statistically. He's probably on pace to have his worst season as a pro this year. It's not all his fault, but I've always had this theory that if you take away a quarterback's best and worst season, whatever other sample size you have is kind of what they are. Because any rapper that has talent can go out there and be a one-hit wonder. Any quarterback that has some talent, has a good coach, has a good roster, they can go out there and win games and have one great season, okay? But what makes Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, all-time great quarterbacks, or, it's the consistency. And Cam Newton, if you look at the 8-year sample size, if you take away Cam Newton's worst season, because let's be real, every quarterback deserves a break every now and then, okay? 1 year you might have an off year, okay? Let's take that away. And if you take away Cam Newton's best season, the season where he was NFL MVP and led the Panthers to the Super Bowl, he was great that season. May have been the best player in all football in 2015. He was that good during the 2015 season. I've got 8 years. I've got 147 touchdown passes. I've got 98 interceptions. If you divide those touchdowns and those interceptions by 8, you're left with 18 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Why do I say that? I say that because that's his yearly average based on this 8-year sample size. So if I divide all these numbers out during that 8-year stretch, if you take away Cam Newton's best and worst season, he averages 18 touchdown passes and 12 interceptions a season. 18 touchdowns to 12 interceptions is not special. That's not MVP level football. That's good football, but that's not great by any stretch if you take away his best and worst season. Not to mention, 5 of those 8 seasons, Cam Newton did not complete 60% of his passes. I want my quarterbacks to be around 62% at minimum. 60, maybe you can get by if you're doing great things, but he doesn't meet the benchmark. And we're also left with a below 500 record. 53 wins, 54 losses, and a tie. And not to mention, Cam Newton the last couple of years has been constantly banged up. He's been constantly hurt. And he's not been consistently available to play. He's always been playing around 70 to 80%. A lot of people in Carolina point to maybe his production being down due to the fact that he was not fully healthy. Well, guess what, people? The best ability is availability. And Cam Newton at times, over the last couple of 8 seasons, he just has not been available to play 24/7. He's not the most durable quarterback. His body has been breaking down. As Cam Newton has gotten older and older, it seems like he's getting more and more consistently unhealthy, and his body continues to break down. Cam Newton, when you watch him play, I don't see the same rocket arm that I used to see. I see a very good arm, but I think he's lost some arm strength. I think he's lost some speed. He's not the athlete that he once was. If you think Cam Newton is anywhere close to 2015 level Cam Newton, you're crazy, because he's not anywhere close to that player right now. And I was one of the people that laughed at the Carolina Panthers and the Colts and the Chargers for passing on Cam Newton. I said, man, the Chargers, they chose Justin Herbert over Cam Newton. The Colts, they chose Phillip Rivers over Cam Newton. The Panthers, they chose Teddy Bridgewater over Cam Newton. All 3 of those teams are in better positions to make the playoffs than the Patriots as we speak today. And you might think to yourself, the Chargers don't have a great record. Well, guess what? They got their quarterback of the future, Justin Herbert. He's a stud. And Justin Herbert is going to get nothing but better and better if he continues to work hard and get more experience and get more in-game reps. Cam Newton, he's officially peaked. He's peaked. I don't see Cam Newton returning to that 2015 form anytime soon. Justin Herbert, he's only scratching the surface, and he's already shredded NFL defenses. So all I'm saying, people, is listen. Cam Newton, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's won an MVP. He's been to a Super Bowl. To a certain degree, he deserves the benefit of the doubt. But if Cam Newton cannot make the playoffs with this roster, I'm sorry, I have to officially label him an overrated quarterback, especially due to the fact that I've seen Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Matt Castle all win games with the Patriots. They've all looked good and won games with the Patriots, and none of those guys have won MVPs like Cam Newton. I have to hold Cam Newton to a certain standard. And again, maybe I was overrating Cam Newton in the first place, but ultimately, Cam Newton has to be better, or else he's not going to be the long-term starter in New England. He might not even have a job next year if he continues to play this poorly. And ultimately, Cam Newton, he has to go out there and show me that he is not an anomaly from 2015 going forward. I'm holding Cam Newton accountable, and he needs to make the playoffs to really solidify that he's not an overrated quarterback, because ultimately, the recent struggles that Cam Newton has presented to the table, they suggest that he is an overrated quarterback as we speak today. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.